It's the fourth best throw in history. He's the third man in history over 23 meters, PR'd by over 10 centimeters. Now he's only 11 centimeters from the world record. This was something last year. Krauser chucking it into the high 22s was something you were keeping track of. It was a fun storyline. And we thought, hey, maybe 23 is possible. It turns out he does it before the trials.
Yeah. And then this guy, I mean, he also, I'm not going to lie, when Joe Kovacs threw his recent throw, I think a week or two ago, I was thinking like, man, Krauser can throw 22 meters every day, left and right, but then Joe Kovacs can come in and maybe beat him. But now that Krauser is like done more than just, I'm not just going to be consistently 22. I can now throw all-time level marks, like a 23-meter mark. It definitely showed that he is the man, and that even someone like a Joe Kovacs, who is a world champion himself, is going to have an out-of-body experience to beat someone like Krauser. Because over 23 meters is crazy. That's really far, man. 75 feet? Like,
yeah. It's a number you didn't expect to see. The video was awesome. Not just because of what you saw, because of what you heard, right? Because they had a barrier out there. So he throws the shot, you hear it hit the ground, and then it hits the barrier almost instantly. It was like boom, boom, because he almost hit the barrier straight up, right? The whole we're going to need a bigger boat thing, or when someone jumps out of the pit in the long jump, we're going to need a bigger pit. Like that's what it was like with Krauser here. They're going to need to move that wall back a little bit. I don't know, how easy that's going to be, but they're going to need to put it, I guess, beyond world record distance if they haven't already. I mean, look, those of you guys watching, you see the throw right there. It just was like boom, boom, right? It was instantly hitting that wall. It's just, he's so much fun to watch compete because you never know what he's capable of. And I mean, do you think he can find another 11 centimeters?
Oh yeah, I think in the next year or two, he's going to find 11 centimeters. He's going to be, whether it's at the trials, at the Olympics, at USA's next year, at Eugene, it's going to happen. Like, you can't be so consistently throwing 22 meters and not have one pop.
22 high.
You just
22 high.
22 high. Yeah, you can't. Yeah. Like the way. Like I remember talking to Carl Lewis about long jumping and about what does it take. How do you know who is like going to perform on the day? And he says it's not about who has the best PB. It's about who can consistently jump in the college ranks, can like have multiple jumps over 8 meters. Like you want someone who can jump 8 meters 3 times in a round of 6 to show that like, hey, they have a baseline and therefore they're going to have that 833, in jump 5 or jump 6. I think it's the same thing in shot put. If someone is like, your baseline is 22 mid, 22 high, then you are more set up to have that extreme throw down the line. And here's the first example of that when it throws 2301 in Tucson. Tucson, man, they have a fun little thing where they do the 2 days apart, just like this whole like throws event. You got the Tucson Elite Classic with the throws festival. It's pretty cool.
So he was popping 22 highs, right, last year. But then with the first 22 high, I mean, he did one back in Doha too. You're like, okay, that was his outlier performance. And then what happened was he just backed them up, as you mentioned, like what Carl was talking about with the long jump, right? Then he just stacked 22 8s and 22 7s to the point where it was just like, if he threw under 21 meters, it was a surprise, or under 22 meters in a competition, it was a surprise. And you were used to him going, above 22.5 quite frequently. I wonder now, we could say this is his outlier performance, but I wonder now if we could see him hit 23 consistently. I wonder if that's going to be his new 22 high, right? It seems ridiculous, but that's what we were saying about the last mark that he hit.
Yeah. I mean, you saw on the screen 127 times he's thrown over 22 meters. It's insane, man. It's insane.
Yeah.
What have you done 127 times in your life?
I mean, we've podcasted 127 times, haven't we, at this point?
Yeah. We've done that.
So,
Well, have we? Well, maybe not because Lincoln might have been a guest and you might have been off. We're coming up on number 300, I think. Should we do something
okay.
special for our 300? Should we do something special for our 300th podcast?
Yeah, I think we should bring Lincoln back on. He should just do the whole thing
By himself.
So,
Yeah, we
yeah,
should do that.
That's the best. We should take the day off and then have him go back. Speaking of Lincoln and Ryan Krauser, you cannot talk about Ryan Krauser and Lincoln without mentioning Lincoln's finest journalistic moment in the mix zone at either Doha or Des Moines. I don't remember. Ryan Krauser won, put on a cowboy hat because he likes different hats. And Lincoln asks him in the mix zone, is the cowboy hat an underrated hat, in your opinion? And I just thought it was the best question anybody's ever asked another person. Just
what did Ryan say?
Yeah, he said he thought it was. Because, and I talked to Lincoln about this afterwards. I said, that was low-key a great question because most people would say, why do you wear the hat, right? Or when did the hat begin, right? But Lincoln went beyond that. He went to like the second level of like, hey, do you think it's an underrated hat? And it just led to a completely different answer. We have Statman John's tweet up there. He mentions also Yulimar Rojas almost breaking the triple jump world record as well too. That happened this weekend. She was just a few centimeters off of it, seven centimeters from the world record in the women's triple jump. So another one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I think we have video of Rojas's triple jump. So I think we put out a tweet. So Travis will pull that up here momentarily. But yeah, it's fun. And now it's not just the distance events, putting down some great marks in the year of 2021. We're starting to see some field events getting the action as Rojas 7 centimeters shy. That's pretty shy.
15:43. Pretty shy in terms of she can get it, or pretty shy means she has a long way to go.
No, pretty shy she can get it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I think she's pretty close. Yeah, 15:50 is the world record, which dates back to 1995. She now has the top 2 marks in history. So keep an eye on Rojas as well too. If you're on world record watch, I didn't think the men's shot put would be on world record watch. Right? That's crazy, and that's pretty cool that Krauser got into the 23-meter mark there. Yeah, Travis is now putting up the. Okay, so it was in Doha. I mean, he might have had the cowboy hat in both, but that was the fateful interview. Although I uploaded it, so maybe I think Lincoln might have actually jumped into the back of my interview to ask that question. That's when I knew it was a serious journalistic endeavor, when Lincoln was chomping at the bit to get that question about it being an underrated hat. Wonderful job by him.